Rumors she may quit Senate. Politico brought great news about an anti-Trump GOP senator by the name of Susan Collins. This is the anti-Trump GOP senator who joined McCain in voting against the repeal of Obamacare. Susan Collins is allegedly considering a run for Maine governor, and the Democratic Senator Heidi Heitkamp told her not to do it. She's doing that because Collins is in the Democratic camp. It's not surprising that the party that doesn't have the majority would encourage the party with the majority to hold their seats. It's clear as day that Susan Collins is colluding with Deep State and the Liberals. Advertisement. A move by Collins to seek the governorship would rock the Senate and the broader political landscape. In a chamber controlled by just 52 Republicans, Collins and a handful of other centrist senators can decide the fate of President Donald Trump's agenda. And a run by Collins for governor could eventually cost the GOP one of its last congressional footholds in New England. Collins is torn over whether to leave her prominent perch as one of the Senate's few true moderate legislators, according to her colleagues. If Collins had made up her mind by now, said Senator Angus King, she already would have announced it. During one of her interviews, Collins said that the comments about her inability to decide are very accurate. She was going to make up her mind by the end of September, but she pushed it back to mid-October as she was combating the GOP move to repeal Obamacare. Given the contentious environment in Washington right now, my voice and vote matter a great deal, Collins said. On the other hand, if I were fortunate enough to be elected governor, I could work more directly on job creation. Advertisement. She is up in the air. And I think she had hoped to make a decision before this, said Heitkamp, who herself weighed retirement before announcing this year she'd run for a second term. I desperately hope she doesn't run. I want her out because if we had a Democrat to take her seat, it would be the exact same landscape. What do you think of her leaving? Laura Ingraham absolutely destroys Despicable Hillary Clinton's ignorance on guns. Laura Ingraham absolutely destroys losers on a regular basis. One of those losers is Hillary Clinton. Let's not forget that Hillary Clinton has done her best to stand on the graves of everyone who has been tragically killed. Laura Ingraham absolutely destroys people who are disrespectful to the nation and to the victims of these crimes. The left reacted to the shooting by prayers and well wishes? No, according to Breitbart, numerous others, and myself have reacted by calling for the banning of guns. It's unreal how quickly they politicized numerous deaths in Las Vegas. Advertisement. Tuesday on Fox News Channel's Fox and Friends, Laura Ingraham criticized former Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton for tweeting the Las Vegas shooting could have resulted in more deaths if the gunman had a silencer. Ingraham said, Hillary Clinton spoke before she knew any of the facts. You can't really put a silencer on an AR-15. It melts the barrel. She continued, all of the people who actually know guns were like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. There is just a level of ignorance, and I found it to be despicable. If Hillary Clinton wants to run for president again and take the Second Amendment to the ballot box, I think she should do it. Why does the left always grandstand on graves? Advertisement. If it's a white male, they call out white people and men. If he has a gun, it's the trifecta. If it's a black guy killing people, it was the gun if he had a gun. If he didn't have a gun, it was systematic oppression that made him feel like he needed to kill people. If a Muslim blows up a building, it's Islamophobia. They are disgusting. The left should be given open borders to leave America for 6 months and give them resettlement funds, and then we could make America great again. What do you think of the video? Justin Paul Ryan caves, sides with Hillary Clinton on gun bill. The worst mass shooting in U.S. history occurred Sunday night in Las Vegas. At this time 59 people are confirmed dead and 527 injured. The country is in mourning. Some politicians and losers like Hillary Clinton, however, are trying to make it about politics. As Breitbart reports, Paul Ryan has just caved into an idiotic statement by Hillary Clinton and let it impact government legislation. Ryan has announced that he is not going to let legislation on deregulation suppressors go through Congress at this time. Here's the background. After the attack, sore loser Clinton tweeted this. "Here's the problem: silencers, suppressors, don't work on automatic weapons. They would melt if you tried to apply them to one." Furthermore, Clinton's arrogant tweet completely leaves out that the alleged attackers was shooting from the 32nd floor of a hotel spraying bullets at concertgoers. In any case, Ryan has now agreed to shelf the Hearing Protection Act, which involved suppressor deregulation. The act gets rid of the extensive and troublesome bureaucracy of getting a silencer and cuts down on taxes for them. But thanks to Clinton's tweet, which made no sense, Ryan has bowed down. As if it wasn't enough, Clinton also had the nerve to blame the NRA for the Las Vegas shooting. Many at the country music concert who were shot at are NRA members. But Clinton just wants to play politics with tragedy. What do you think about this story? Is Paul Ryan showing his true liberal colors? I thought he liked hunting. Doesn't he realize how stupid Clinton's tweet is? Breaking: anti-Trump San Juan mayor just conceded. The mayor of San Juan, Puerto Rico, Carmen Cruz, is very anti-Trump. She's so anti-Trump that she tried to turn the tragedy into Puerto Rico into an opportunity to lie and insult President Trump all over American news networks. Now World Politicus has a report about this liberal mayor taking it all back. In an official statement, Mayor Cruz said that she will meet with POTUS during his visit to Puerto Rico and that she will stop focusing on her political issues with him. Advertisement. I have been invited to attend a briefing with President Trump today while he visits Puerto Rico. I have accepted the invitation on behalf of the people of San Juan and out of respect for the American people represented by the Office of the President of the United States, Cruz wrote. So she respects the office of the presidency now? Okay, let's see. She goes on. I will use this opportunity to reiterate the primary message: this is about saving lives, not about politics. This is also about giving the people of Puerto Rico the respect we deserve, and recognizing the moral imperative to do both. Advertisement. To save lives we need a robust and continuous supply chain of aid. We need to adapt standard operating procedures to local reality. And above all, we need to cut the red tape. Open channels of communication are always good to have, but they must produce much-needed results, Cruz writes. Okay, so we will see if she's serious about this not being about politics now. After all, it is her who made a decision to make it about politics earlier, not Trump. POTUS just responded, he didn't take the first shot. Cruz's statement ends. This is a humanitarian crisis and it must be treated with that sense of urgency. That is the only way to complete the only mission that matters, saving lives. That is what it is all about. Couldn't agree more. This is a humanitarian issue, not a political one. How do you think Trump and Cruz's meeting will go? Do you think they'll mend fences and get over past disagreements, or is it going to be super awkward and lead to an even bigger media spectacle? President Trump silences San Juan mayor with one brutally honest sentence upon landing in Puerto Rico. The situation in Puerto Rico is rough, but the liberal media has been trying to obsess on it and blame President Trump. In particular, Clinton-loving San Juan Mayor Carmen Cruz has devoted her time to insulting and lying about Trump's response to the crisis. Now Trump just shut down her and the media with one brutally honest sentence. As the Week reports, Trump noted today that the situation in Puerto Rico has led to 16 people being killed, as opposed to Hurricane Katrina, for example, where thousands were killed. The media has been trying to make this into a Hurricane Katrina and put it all on Trump. Advertisement. Every death is a horror, but if you look at a real catastrophe like Katrina, and you look at the hundreds and hundreds of people that died, and you look at what happened here, with a storm that was really, totally overpowering, nobody's ever seen anything like this. And what is your death count as of this moment? 17? Trump asked on a visit to the island. 16, a person told Trump. You can be very proud, 16 people versus in the thousands, POTUS observed. Even though the media has lied and insulted Trump's response to Puerto Rico, the fact is that the Trump administration and FEMA under Director Brock Long are responding as strongly as possible. There is still lots to do with getting clean drinking water to residents and restoring electricity to the majority of the U.S. territory, but it is not a Hurricane Katrina. Advertisement. It's brutally honest, but POTUS has a very good point, don't you think? Watch. Justin NFL loses second major sponsor over national anthem protests. Another one, and by one I mean NFL sponsor, bites the dust and has pulled their ads from NFL games. This will not be the last of them, you can be sure. When advertising hurts businesses, they stop advertising, and that is what is happening with NFL sponsors. Advertisement. According to The Observer, Steve Gullifer, the owner of the massive Flemington auto dealership, is yanking all his advertising from NFL games. Customers and employees have asked me, why are we supporting this disrespectful behavior? Our response is, we cannot, Gullifer said. Gullifer is a close friend of President Trump's, though not a well-known friend of Trump as they sometimes like to be called. He is also a member of the President's New Jersey Club, Trump National in Bedminster. Advertisement. Trump famously called him the richest man in New Jersey in a joke to the gathered press who watches every Trump move in minuscule detail. Gullifer said, the National Football League and its owners have shown their fans and marketing partners that they do not have a comprehensive policy to ensure that players stand and show respect for America and our flag during the playing of the national anthem. As the NFL parses the important nationwide issues of social justice and freedom of speech, it is clear that a firm direction by them is not forthcoming. Therefore, we have cancelled all of our NFL advertising on the Optimum and Infinity networks. Bold move, and certainly more sponsors will follow because, as Trump correctly pointed out on numerous occasions, the NFL has rules for darn near everything, and it is high time they made a rule about respecting the flag. Even the NBA has a rule that mandates all players stand and respect the anthem, so it is time the NFL got it together. Or they will see more of this to come. Kamala Harris proves she's going straight to Hades with what she just said about Trump in church. Senator Kamala Harris proves that she is just another liberal. She hates America and stands with the NFL kneelers instead of the patriots opposing them. She defended the despicable actions of kneeling and anti-American rhetoric, saying that they shouldn't be threatened or bullied. Oh, cry me a river. Advertisement. Senator Kamala Harris proves in one statement why she is a Democratic favorite for the 2020 election. Let's speak the truth that when Americans demand recognition that their lives matter, or kneel to call attention to injustice, that is an expression of free speech, protected by our Constitution, and they should not be threatened or bullied, Harris said in her first comments about the NFL protests during an appearance at the First Congregational Church in Atlanta. When we sing the Star-Spangled Banner, we rightly think about the brave men and women from all backgrounds who proudly defend the freedom of those they may never meet and people who will never know their names. When we sing the Star-Spangled Banner, we also think about those marching in the streets who demand that the ideals of that flag represent them too," she continued. Her comments are clearly a response to her opponent in the 2020 general election, President Trump. He said that they should be fired for kneeling, but he didn't use any kind of act of office, nor did he actually try to force anyone to be fired, he just gave his opinion. Advertisement. Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, "Get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired," Trump said during a campaign rally in Alabama. This is just another attack on Trump and true American patriots who care more about their nation than rhetoric and a football game. The president tweeted on Saturday that it was very important for NFL players to stand during the national anthem. Democratic reps disgrace themselves, boycott moment of silence for Las Vegas victims. Fox News Insider just brought a story about a disgusting pig in the House of Representatives. Talk about politicizing tragedy, the Democratic reps have shown just how disgusting they truly have become. There were 2 Democratic reps who thought it was appropriate to disrespect the memory of the victims of the Las Vegas massacre. Advertisement. Seth Moulton and Catherine Clark, both are Democrats, both are from Massachusetts. It's appalling that they would behave this way and not honor the victims during the moment of silence. Moulton hopped on Twitter and show his hatred and disrespect for these victims, showing what kind of bitch he is. There is no reason to behave like this. This is a guy who used to joke around during the Pledge of Allegiance in school and no one ever called him on his bullshit, so now he is acting a fool. He and several Democrats also refused to stand for a moment of silence for the victims of the June 2016 Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando, Florida. The Democrat is an outspoken gun control advocate, and has pressed Republicans to take up gun control legislation. The gunman, 64-year-old Stephen Paddock, opened fire on a country music concert from his room on the 32nd floor of a nearby hotel. The attack killed 59 people and injured over 500. What do you think about this disgusting crap?